Hello, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're starting off the Monday with a bang. It is a little after 8 o'clock. I apologize. I'm a little late. Well, I wanted to basically do this Mindset Money around customer service. I'm going to share with you guys a couple things I learned in a recent training that I went to. I'm also going to share a personal experience. So one of the first questions I want to ask you guys is, what is your mindset around customer service? And there's two aspects of it, right? So the first is how we provide customer service to our clients, our customers. So if you're an entrepreneur, so if you work for yourself, how do you provide customer service to your clients? If you work for an organization and you're an employee of that, how do you provide the best customer service? Even goes down to how we treat our family. In my opinion, your customers are your family members. So thinking through how you provide the best service, or ultimately the best care for your family. So as we go into today's topic, I wanted to think about it. Do you think today's world we see an abundance of excellent customer service examples? Do you think that we walk down the street and we see store after store, person after person giving excellent customer service? I'd like for you guys to, those of you that have joined me, I'd love for you to pop in and give your opinion on that. Do you think we're in a society right now that we have a high level of customer service? I can tell you, before I got into coaching and before I got into real estate, I worked for Nordstrom, which those of you who don't know what Nordstrom is the #1 customer service retail store that they're known for as far as customer service. So Rick Gibbs says, good morning. Great customer service is rare. So I wonder why, thanks for sharing that, Rick. I wonder why we feel sometimes that customer service isn't important. I think there's a mindset around that. But like I said, I was originally, was a part of Nordstrom. I was their trainer. I was their sales trainer. I was the men's manager for their men's department, and they instilled in us a customer service philosophy that we're going to kind of work through today. But I want you to think about that. If we are in a world where we don't see an abundance of customer service, where does it start? I think it starts with us, to be honest with you. So the next thing is what businesses do you use now, or that products that you use now, what businesses do provide great customer service to you? So think about it and jot down some questions. So Mark Pole says it's the employee's pride if you book it down, right? So absolutely. But what specific places or products are you using now that you feel like you can give a shout out that says, man, those people are giving great customer service? Boil it down, right? Absolutely. So I think one of the things the first things that I look at, honestly, I went to Starbucks yesterday, and I go to the regular same Starbucks every single Sunday because my daughter is in cheerleading, and they know my drink. They know my name, they know my drink. And I think that is a good example. Starbucks would be one of those. But there's a few other companies that kind of come to top of mind, and actually through some research that I've done, they're actually in the top 5. So Amazon was actually rated one of the top customer service companies. Obviously, they sell all type of products, right? Zappos, I personally haven't visited that website, but I did Google it. They sell shoes, so those of you that have bought shoes from there, they have a top rating customer service. Nordstrom ranked in the top 5. And then JetBlue Airlines. So JetBlue, I don't know if you've ever flown there. They definitely, in my opinion, are what they call the unicorn of the industry. And then the 5th one was the Ritz-Carlton, which is a hotel chain. I don't know if you've ever stayed at a Ritz-Carlton. So why do you think these brands are top of mind every year? These same names, Amazon, Nordstrom, Ritz-Carlton, these are the same ones that I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years. Why do you think they are top in customer service? In my opinion, it's because their mindset around customer service is completely different. Specifically, I'll give you an example. I was at a recent training with the Ritz-Carlton, and the trainer started out by her opening line was, what does Ritz-Carlton sell? And everybody in the room, there was about 70, 75 of us, we all said hotels, right? Because, they sell really nice hotels, have beautiful rooms, they even have restaurants. And she said, well, the Ritz-Carlton doesn't own any any hotels at all. Actually, they're privately owned by different investors. So what the Ritz-Carlton sells is the customer service. So 43,000 employees sells customer service. And we were like, wow, that was a huge thing to kind of look back at. They wake up every day with a mindset that how can I provide the best customer service? So I guess my challenge to you and to myself is, do I wake up the same way with the mindset of how can I wow someone? How can I provide the best service? So she even dug a little bit deeper on how they kind of train to create that mindset around customer service. And she had 3 ways that they really saw a metric of how their business positively affected if they focused on customer service. The first thing they said is they need to make sure that their employees are happy. So they said one thing they really take pride in and they really focus on is, in order for them to give great customer service to their guests, they've got to be happy themselves. They've got to have employees that are happy and that live in that kind of abundance mindset that we talked about in earlier episodes. So if you're self-employed, this affects you, right? So are you living a life where you're happy with yourself? Are you healthy? Are you energetic? Because if you're sluggish and if you're not in a mindset to give great customer service because you're tired, you're sluggish, you're depressed, your mind just isn't in the game, then how are you going to give good customer service to the people right in front of you, right? So the second thing that she focused on, which I thought was pretty cool, is that they tracked these numbers. So if the employees were happier, so if we were happier, they actually then provided better customer service to their customers, which was higher satisfaction on that level. And the third metric that they tracked was that in turn, the guest or the client spent more money. So cool thing about the mindset around customer service, if I'm the domino, I'm the first person it starts with, if I'm happy, or you instill that into your employees. If you're an employer of employees and you're worried, you're thinking about how can I increase my profitability? How can I increase the momentum that I've already created for this year? Where do I start? It's not by hiring new employees or coming up with some great marketing plan. It's starting with the employees that you have now, and are you going to make them happy? Right? Because if you make them happy, they give better customer service to your customers and clients, you're going to increase your profit margins. To me, that was just bam. That was an aha moment for me to say, there is such a huge emphasis on customer service that sometimes I think we all miss when it comes to owning our businesses or running our businesses. So, and I love it. Yeah, Rick Gibbs was part of the training that I went to. Ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. That was their empowerment message. So they were professionals serving other professionals. So I thought that was pretty cool. Alrighty, so also she wanted to look then at, and this happened to me recently, which I'm going to share a story. She also said one of the things that they focus on is the silent customer service, the silent bad customer service client. So I don't know if you are that type of client, but statistically speaking, I did a little research, only 4% of people complain about bad customer service. So, and this is all industries, this is all situations. Basically, only 4% of us speak up and say, hey, you know, my food was undercooked or overcooked. Hey, you didn't provide me with the product or service that I wanted, and that they actually spoke up. So most of us, I'm in that bucket, most of us will not complain about it. We're just like, let's just move on. And the interesting thing is, another statistic, which I thought was pretty interesting, was 91% of the customers that receive bad service will never return or purchase your product again. So we're already at a disadvantage. So if if I give bad customer service to one of my clients, 91% of us will just walk away and just say, yeah, I'm not going to use Drew's services anymore. Not going to say anything to him. You're not going to return the product. You're just not going to buy another product. You're also not going to ever recommend them. That's a whole other topic that we could talk about. So let me give you a specific story that kind of happened recently in my life. And it always, I think the universe has a way of putting focus on things. I had just came out of this Ritz-Carlton training event where we were learning about how to up our game in customer service. And my wife, if you haven't met Kimberly, she is a twin and her birthday is October 15th. And so we had a family dinner together at a particular local restaurant. Kim and I had been to this restaurant many times, and we decided to get the whole family together. And the average ticket for a couple is probably about $100 to $150. That's not going too elaborate with things. So there's a big group of us. We're at the restaurant. My father-in-law, my sister-in-law, everybody's all together. We all ordered our food. And at the end of the day, what we were looking at is we all four ordered the same style of steak. I think it was a filet, if I remember correctly. So we had a filet. All four of us ordered it medium rare. So out of the four of us, 3 out of the 4 steaks were just burnt. The 4th steak was perfect. It was juicy. It was my mother-in-law's. We all were like, oh my gosh, salivating over her steak, how great it was. And the other 3 were not really edible. I kind of got through it because I'm probably closer to the 91%. I'm just like, I don't want to complain. I don't want to create a big deal. It's at a birthday dinner. I don't want to be a jerk. And so we ate the food, and my father-in-law looking over there, he really wasn't eating it. I think he wasn't hungry, but he also knew that the steak wasn't cooked properly. So what he did was he actually told the waiter, hey, my steak is just not cooked at a great level. The guy just took it. He didn't really apologize. I don't recall anything like that. The crazy thing is that he came back with a to-go container with the steak in it. And that was when I was like, what? Are you kidding me? We literally just said the steak was burnt, and now you're bringing it in a to-go container so I can bring it home? What? I thought I was living in like the Twilight Zone. It just didn't make any sense. Well, flash forward, no one came to our table. Nobody apologized for the steak being overcooked. Nobody comped any food, which we weren't asking for, but nobody even offered to kind of wrong the right. A day goes by, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, we just spent $500 or $600 at this restaurant. We basically drove 40 minutes. It was on the other side of town from where we all live. And we really had a bad customer service experience, and they just didn't handle it with any care or candor at all. So ironically, the restaurant called because they thought we lost our credit card, which we did not. So I called them back and said, no, that's not our credit card. I apologize. And then I said, well, while I'm having the phone, I explained the scenario to her. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. That's not how we treat our customers. I'll get someone to call you back. Well, it's been 4 days, and you know what? I don't even want them to call me back. But I think that it goes into kind of the mindset around what we were just talking about. Number one, I was the person that said I didn't want to complain. So I'm the 91%. My father-in-law did complain. Pull up professionally, he just said, hey, my steak's overcooked. So that's only 4% of the population would do that. And that's my father-in-law, which great guy, but he was just for drawing attention to something. And then I took the courage to then say something to the staff, and they basically said, I'll call you back, and I've never heard from. So now it's like, when you think through that, am I going to go back? I've been, and this is not about the money, it's not, but it's about the mindset of when do they take customer service seriously? They're in the food business, but do they realize their real product is customer service? So when you are looking at your product or looking at your service, you might sell houses, you might sell cars, you might sell steaks, you might sell shoes. If you look at those top 5 that are the most customer service driven products, they have a product they're selling. The Ritz-Carlton sells hotels, Nordstrom sells clothing, right? Amazon sells all kinds of things, right? But they're not in the product business, they're in the customer service business. And I think we got to flip that on its head to look at the mindset around that. It also says, another little fun fact, is 7 out of 10 people said they would spend more money. Oh, no, wait, let me back up to give you a different stat. Fun fact is 6 to 7 times more expensive to get a new customer rather than servicing the existing customers. So let me repeat that again because I know I flipped to the other stat. But fun fact is it takes 6 to 7 times more expensive to get a new customer rather than keeping the existing customer and clients that you have. 6 to 7 more times. I am a productivity coach. I'm a business coach. I have a lot of clients that are in real estate. And we spend all the time working really hard to get leads, right? So we're doing open houses, we're cold calling, we're doing all kinds of things. And instead of servicing our clients to the highest level and then asking for referrals, because we know that's the better way to do it, we are not doing that. So that's an example. 6 to 7 times more expensive. People, we've got to think about when you wake up and when you're providing a service to someone or a product to someone, What is our mindset around customer service? Do we have systems in place to right the wrong? You're not perfect people. We aren't. I'm not. You know, I made a mistake earlier this week, and I had to right the wrong. I said I was going to be somewhere. I wasn't able to be there, and I'm doing everything I can to justify and to clarify what's going on with that. The interesting thing is there's another statistic that I read, I didn't write even down, is that they said it takes 12 positive experiences to right one wrong experience. So human beings, we are so ingrained in that we've got to realize that if you have a bad experience, it takes so much longer for us to get over that bad experience. So my steak scenario, I've been there 5, 6, 7 times, and this one experience has now caused me to tell everybody about it, and that's such a negative experience that now it's going to cost them money, unfortunately, right? Also, 7 out of 10 people said they would spend more money on the product or service if they had better customer service experience. So 7 out of 10 people said they would spend more money on a product or service if they had a better customer service experience. So this is mind-blowing to me because people are willing to pay for better customer service. So there's those of us that are in discount services, or we're trying to make a sale and we're trying to give it away for free. We don't. If we give great customer service, we actually raise the bar of what we're doing, which they actually they will actually pay more money for it. It's just crazy to me that we're in a mindset that customer service possibly doesn't matter. I think it's huge. I think if we're looking at any type of business, it's a huge page turner. It's a huge profit driver if we can really focus on that. So the last thing I want to talk about is basically there was 3 ways to kind of set up a great customer service experience and learn how to be better at your craft, which is customer service. The 3 things they talked about at the Ritz-Carlton training was you need to know what's to be expected in your industry or your product. So know what you have to do, know what your job is. Number 2 is add some consistently requested items to your business plan. So think about things that people ask you all the time and make sure it's at the ready for it. The reason why they suggest that is because time is the reason why we don't give customer service. We're all jam-packed, 9 to 5, 8 to 5, 6 to 8, whatever your hours are, we're jam-packed with stuff to do, so going above and beyond is sometimes a challenge. And then the third thing is that we have to have a mindset on what they call the light, or what they also call the wow moment, is going above and beyond the traditional way that you're going to service your client. So I think I'm going to end this Mindset Monday. I want you to think about what could you do to make sure everything that you have expected is done. What can you do to kind of get some things pre-planned to have requested items on the ready so your clients are already starting to be impressed with your services? And then what can you do that cherry on top, the icing on the cake? What can you do to delight your customers to make them have a wow experience? Because we know they're willing to spend more money on it. We know that they have a hard time coming back to you because they're more silent. They're silently going to walk away and not use your services if you don't have these systems in place. So just wanted to think about that. We always end with a mindset quote, but make sure you join me every Monday, 8 a.m. I'm always going to be bringing value to you. If you guys have any suggestions on Mindset Mondays, any topics, I'd love for you to just throw it in the comments and let me know. But the mindset quote that I have, which I've heard many times, is customers may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I'll repeat that one more time. Customers may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Customer service is about a relationship business. And I look at the top 5 companies that we talked about: Amazon, Zappos, the Ritz-Carlton, Nordstrom, and JetBlue. There's basically half of those are online products. Online services. There's not a physical person that you talk to generally. It's just ordering a service through your PC or your phone. But are they giving great customer service? They are, because they make the person feel important, and when they have a wrong, they right the wrong. So I think as you go in business this week, I want you to think about the mindset around customer service, and I hope you have an awesome Monday and an awesome week, and I'll see you all next Monday at 8 a.m. and have a great and productive day. Awesome, guys. See ya.